Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Emily. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am an actor, a singer. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I put out a lot of book content, some lifestyle content, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some info on my camera that I use. I've been on YouTube now for a little over a year, and I've actually had this camera for a little over a year now. First of all, I just want to say I'm obviously not shooting on the camera that I'm telling you about because I'm going to be showing you the camera, so the footage you're seeing on this is from a Canon SX730HS. I will also link this one down below if you happen to really like it. It's like a point and shoot. The quality of this specific video is not going to be as good as the quality of the camera that I'm talking about, but I will be putting in some footage throughout of the camera that I've been using. I've also, if you want to check out any of my other videos from, I believe it's July 7th, my summer morning routine in 2022 on, it's all this camera that I'm about to talk about. This video will be similar to an unboxing in that I'm going to show you everything that came literally in the box, but you'll kind of get the best of both worlds because I'll also be able to review the camera in depth because I've had it for a year. It's kind of an unboxing, but not really an unboxing, if that makes sense. But you're gonna get everything that an unboxing would get, except like the, oh my god, like that part of it, This camera that I've been using has literally been perfect for me. I vlog a lot and I also make sit-down videos like this, and I feel like it's just a really flexible camera that works for a lot of different circumstances. In general, I believe this camera has everything you need to make your YouTube videos look professional and high quality without completely overwhelming you if you're new to YouTube with like all of these features that you might not know how to use. I know a lot of YouTubers that first start out don't know a lot about cameras and stuff, so I think that this camera is a great camera to start out with because you can grow with it. There are ways that you can kind of enhance the way that you use the camera, which I'll get into, but you can also just kind of use it as it comes with a lot of auto features and just kind of like get right to work and have those videos looking really high quality and professional from the get-go. This camera is just what I need. It's nothing more, nothing less. Very functional and easy to use for beginners, and also has functions that are great for people that know how to work a camera as well. I find that a lot of YouTubers, when they start out with the G7, the Canon G7, because it's a point and shoot. It looks more user-friendly, I would say. I've seen this with almost every vlogger I watch, even if they're like super successful on YouTube. They will start with a G7 and then get rid of it and get this camera, which is the Canon EOS M50 Mark II. Don't get this G7, get rid of it in a year, and then buy another camera. Just buy this one camera. I think most vloggers hold on to this camera. There's not like a camera I think that you would really want to like upgrade to beyond this camera for the purposes of like vlogging and having a YouTube channel. This is she. I have her in white. I will link just the camera down below. It's currently marked down at 14% off for the body of the camera, which doesn't include a lens, so you can't do anything with just the body. You need a lens, plus this 15 to 45 millimeter lens. This is $600 right now on Amazon. I will link this down below. You can get this in black or in white. There are options to purchase just the body, and then there's another option, I think it's around $1,000, where you can purchase the body, the 15 to 45 millimeter lens, and then also a larger lens. If you're just starting out on YouTube, you can always add more lenses, which is a really nice feature of this camera that I will get into in a second. There's also some other like really nice kit options that are offered with like microphones and lens filters, and if you're like brand new, you don't have any memory cards, with some memory cards with some backup batteries, etc. That I'll also link down below, so you can check those out and kind of get a nice startup bundle for your YouTube channel. But if you have some of these things already, or if you just kind of want to start just with the simple thing, that is $600 on Amazon. As I mentioned, we have this removable lens. This is a really nice feature because, as I mentioned before, I think this camera really lets you grow with it. So I basically keep the lens on all the time. You can get a new lens down the road, and it's literally like getting a new camera. When you get a new lens, having a removable lens is such a good quality. I think investing in lenses is just as important as investing in a good camera, sometimes more important. So the fact that you can remove the lens is really, really good. And also having a removable lens makes this more compact. So let's say you're traveling with like a smaller bag, you can literally just put this with this in the bag, and you can just pack it more easily. Just a little tutorials. Oh, I should probably say, before I do the tutorial, everything that this camera comes with. So you're gonna get in the box the body, you're gonna get the lens, a battery, and a charger for the battery. It's super easy, it just plugs right in. The battery life is pretty good. And then you'll also get a little strap for the camera. I'm not gonna lie, I never use this. And then it also comes with this beautiful little manual. So that's what to expect if you get that $600 package. That is what will come in the box. Just a quick little tutorial. As you can see, these little dots kind of line up. So you're just gonna twist it like this. We're gonna take the lens. So here's the circle here. You're gonna line it up with the circle up here. Take it off, and this is something that you don't want to be out for too long. And then you're gonna line these two circles up here, this circle with this little, I guess it's more of a dot, like this little white dot with this little white dot, and then you're just gonna twist it, and there, it's on. Take this little lens cap off, and then you just kind of move this, I don't know what to call this, but you move it toward the arrow, and then that's kind of how you activate the lens. To take the lens off, you're gonna just press this silver button here. You're gonna align the dots again. I'm gonna leave this on now because I'm gonna show you some stuff. Another feature that I really like about this camera as opposed to the competitors at Sony is just, I'm like a Canon girl, and that is because I think Canon's colors are so much more beautiful than Sony, no offense. They're a little bit more filmic. I like the greens, I like the reds. If you're shooting outdoors and stuff a lot, I just think that the Sony colors are more like romantic, and I love a lot of YouTubers that shoot on the Sony. They give very like, this is a vlog and I'm showing you the stuff. People that shoot on a Canon, like the colors kind of communicate like, this is a vibe. I know that that's kind of a subjective opinion, but that is why I prefer Canon over Sony. One of the biggest features I think of this camera is the viewfinder, which is here. So you open this camera here. It is very versatile. So you can have the viewfinder here if you're shooting like this and you want to look at yourself here. If you're shooting like a product and you want, say like you're shooting the product here, but maybe you're like standing above it, you could tilt it up, see it, you can tilt it down. You know, you can also like, you know, if you need to see it here on the side like this. It's very versatile depending on like how you're shooting it. And then of course when you're vlogging, it's on the side viewfinder. I personally really prefer the side because this camera that I'm working on now has the viewfinder, it just goes up, it just flips up and that's it. And I don't feel as comfortable with the viewfinder on top. I think it's a little bit more obvious that you're looking at the viewfinder, and sometimes you can kind of look cross-eyed, like it's different. You could just kind of like go to the side, go back to the camera, you know, check everything out and then go back to the camera. I don't know, it's more comfortable for me that way. Before I show you another great feature of this touchscreen, I am going to insert the battery and the memory card. So the memory card is something that you'll have to buy on your own. It does not come with the camera. Slide this over, put the battery in. You put the memory card in. Just be gentle, obviously. Switch it on. What I love about this camera is the touchscreen is just extremely user-friendly. I am not gonna get super into like tutorial land here, but like for example, you can literally just like press the record button, it's right there always. If you go into settings and whatnot, menu, shooting settings, you know, you can do all of this with the touchscreen. So a feature that I think is really primo on this camera is the autofocus. For those of you that are like new to cameras, focus is something that typically, like, you know, if you're on a movie set, you have like a literal other human being doing what they call pulling focus for the person that is shooting, the cinematographer. Pulling focus can be challenging, and as a YouTuber, it's not something that I really have the capacity to worry about. I'm focusing on performance, what I'm saying, how the frame is set up and balanced. The last thing I want to be worried about is like if I am in focus. I can't do that. Like I can't look at the camera and be making sure I'm in focus. Like I am the subject, I am the filmer, it's just too much. Most cameras today obviously have autofocus, but the technology in this camera I think is pretty competitive to those that do. And the reason for that is if you go to shooting settings here on the fifth little guy here, it will track your face. So you can literally just stand in front of the camera and it immediately tracks your face. You can also enable eye detection, which even just like snatches that face detection even more. Another cool thing that I really like is, I do this a lot in my reading vlogs. Like if I have a book and I'm filming the book and like the ocean's in front of me, I might want to be focused on the book and then focus on the ocean. So kind of like switch the focus, if that makes sense. You could literally just touch wherever you want to focus. Even if you are the main event here, you know, I could touch me, and then like if I wanted to focus on something in the background, I could also just touch like this plant over here. Touch wherever you want it to focus, and that's where it will focus. You know, if I'm shooting here, I can literally just touch wherever I want it to focus as it's recording, and it's just all right there, and it's super, super easy. That's an awesome feature of this. Super user-friendly again. As someone that like, I do have pretty limited experience behind the camera, and it makes that super easy. Also, if you're newer to cameras, there are two other settings that are exposure and color balance. Basically, exposure is just the amount of light that's getting let into your camera. When you flip on the movie mode here, you literally can just do auto exposure. If I turn around here, it'll get dark for a second and then it will adjust to my face. I don't recommend being backlit, but the point is the camera adjusts to where we're focused, which is my face, and then it adjusts the exposure and brightens up my face and lets more light in. Whereas now here, now we're a little overexposed and it's bringing it back down, but it's doing all of that on its own. So it's really nice as a YouTuber to not really have to worry about the technicality of the filmmaking of the video through this. It just has a lot of great built-in technology that does it for you. Another thing is color balance. It will adjust the white balance for me. If you go into the shooting settings, onto the third option here, you click white balance and it just goes ambience priority. So you have autofocus, auto exposure, ambience priority, all of these things make it really easy for you to not worry about all of that, because there are so many other things you're doing as a YouTuber. Like you're planning the videos, you're editing them, you're making the thumbnail. It's just like a lot. So like the last thing you need to do is like become a literal professional photographer, especially when you're first starting out. You can also do all of these things manually on the camera. So as you get more and more into your YouTube, you get more and more into the camera, you can grow with it and learn about the camera and like the filmmaking of it as you grow, rather than have to get a new camera, if that makes sense. Another thing that is amazing is the external microphones. You'll see like a lot of YouTubers with the little fluffy thing on top of their camera. That's a microphone. A microphone does not come with this camera. I think there are some in some of the packages that are available. Basically, what you would do is super easy. You just have this little microphone jack here. You plug it in and then you rest this on top of the camera here, twist it on, and then that's it. And then it's like, you're done. Don't forget to turn it on. Sometimes I forget to turn the actual microphone on. Don't forget to do that. And then don't forget to turn it off either. Once the microphone is plugged in, that's it. You don't have to do anything else on the camera. Another really nice feature of this is the self-timer, which is really great for thumbnails, which I sometimes forget to take and then just try to get screen grabs from my videos. But basically, if you just go to shooting settings, when you're on the camera setting, you go to the fourth one, drive mode. You can do high speed continuous, low speed continuous, self-timer 10 seconds, self-timer 2 seconds, and then self-timer continuous. Another thing I'll say, one of the last things here is the format to shoot in. For YouTube, I typically shoot in FHD 29.97. That's like a really, really, really important setting. I think the last feature I'll talk about today on this is just the wonderful info button. So if you just press info, you just get a variety of settings very easily. So if you want to check, oh, okay, here I am, I'm shooting in FHD 30 frames per second, my auto like white balance is on, focus is on, like all of this stuff is just here. You can check your microphone levels. This is the microphone. You can see that. So you can know like if you're peaking, you know, if it gets over here, you know, you're gonna start peaking. But yeah, this is basically like where you'll check all your stuff once you start kind of learning what it all is. I hope that this gave you some more information on the camera. I do think that this was a really good investment and I do not regret spending the money on it, and I don't like spending money. I just love it. It's a very flexible camera. Like you could use it for a lot of different things. I know professional photographers use this, and I know like people like me that are just like vlogging on YouTube use it. If you have any questions about this camera or how to use it, please comment below. I'd be happy to answer any of them. If you have any questions about like what to get when you're first buying a camera, any of that, please just comment down below. I will answer any questions that you have. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything again will be linked down below. I will see you in the next one. Let me know if you have any other requests for videos, you know, specifically if you want to see like how I edit my videos or like whatever, stuff like that, just let me know. Anyway, have a good weekend and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.